Okay, so let's talk about what ATP is. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. And we've seen adenosine before when we were talking about nucleic acids and special nucleotides, which this is a special nucleotide. Just like all nucleotides, it's made of a sugar connected to a nitrogenous base and a phosphate group. But what makes this one special is that it's capable of forming bonds with or connecting with 3 phosphate groups, therefore the triphosphate. Now, the way this works is that ATP, if you take off this last phosphate, which is where energy is stored in this bond, that will release energy, which is what we see over here. It will also release the phosphate. That stands for inorganic phosphate. That means it's phosphate that's not attached to a carbon right now. But don't worry about the I if it confuses you, just consider it a phosphate. So we've released the energy and the phosphate, and what's left is adenosine with 2 phosphates, or ADP, adenosine diphosphate. Now, ATP goes back and forth in this reaction all the time. When it is formed, and it's the high energy form of the molecule, the ATP, then it travels elsewhere in the cell and where there is an enzyme that's capable of breaking off that phosphate. And when that happens, the enzyme breaks off that phosphate, releasing the phosphate and energy, and then it uses the energy to do work in the cell. At that point, ADP goes back to the part of the cell where ATP is being synthesized, and it picks up a phosphate and energy and becomes ATP. So this molecule really works as an energy shuttle. It picks up energy and then it carries it somewhere where the energy is released and used to work in the cell. And then the ADP comes back and picks up energy and does the whole thing over and over again.